Crystal Palace 0, Liverpool 1. A brilliant day at Selhurst Park for the Reds as they go into the international break, top of the table, and with another win under their belts. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Yes, today's video is going to be the instant, well, not so instant match reaction to Liverpool's 1-0 victory over Crystal Palace this afternoon at Selhurst Park. The win means that Liverpool now pick up 6 wins from the opening 7 Premier League games. They are going into the international break top of the table regardless of what happens to the other teams that are around them. And the Reds are looking pretty fine right now, sitting top of the Premier League. We're going to be talking about the game, we're going to be talking about the ins and outs of it and everything else in between. But before we go any further, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you're new. Both things are always and forever greatly appreciated. Get involved in the comment section. Let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling. Your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it in regards to anything to do with Liverpool today. Will make for great and interesting reading, I'm sure, down below. So please do get involved down there. Would love to hear from you all on what you have to say about Arne Slot's men right now. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. Let's talk Liverpool against Crystal Palace. Let's talk the victory that Liverpool produced today at Selhurst Park. It was a fairly comfortable day for Liverpool, in all honesty. First half was extremely comfortable. Apart from one minor scare towards the end, it was very comfortable. The opening 15 minutes or so of the second half was pretty comfortable as well. And then the final half an hour or so, Palace threw a little bit more caution to the wind. There wasn't anything that was majorly scary, should I say? Majorly, worrying as far as what Liverpool were concerned. I'd say that the frustration from Liverpool's part today mainly comes from just not killing the game off early enough. We had the opportunities to do so, but we just didn't take them. And normally when that happens, we normally end up coming to regret those chances that we didn't take. But not today. We fortunately got through this game. We got the early goal in the opening 10 minutes of the game, and we held on from there. We had our chances to really put the game to bed. We had the chances to make it 2, 3, maybe even 4, but we didn't take them. And in the end, again, another brilliant display defensively, and we get the job done. We get another clean sheet under our belts. Our defensive record continues this season, and more importantly, we get another 3 points, and a big 3 points at that, going into the next international break. We are going into that break top of the table regardless of what is to happen elsewhere. But it wasn't without its 1 or 2 hairy moments, like I say. For example, before the interval, Palace had their one opportunity on goal throughout the entirety of the opening 45 minutes. Ismail Assar producing a fine save from Alisson Becker. And Eze in the second half produced a very fine save from Alisson as well. Apart from those moments and 1 or 2 half moments and half opportunities here and there, didn't really think we were tested that much from a Liverpool perspective. And I think that mainly stemmed from our brightest and biggest performance on the pitch, which was from Virgil van Dijk. Alisson was very, very good in the time that he played, and especially to keep his concentration levels really high, to deny a couple of opportunities in the way that he did. But for me, Van Dijk was imperious. Van Dijk was on another level today. He was absolutely incredible. Everything he did was through the same Virgil van Dijk calmness we've come to expect from his kind of performance. He was insane today. He was absolutely insane and absolutely incredible. But Gravenberch had another great display. For McAllister's first half display was brilliant, of course. Cody Gakpo was brilliant the entirety of his game. Jota was okay. I just thought Mohamed Salah was poor, and I think a lot of that was down to Tarek Mitchell and Chalobah really doing a number on him on that left-hand side. I thought they really did well on their side to really neutralise Salah. But it just meant that little bit of short blanket, because while Salah was quiet on one side, you had Gakpo on the other side who was thriving, and he really, really was thriving down that left-hand side, and he was doing brilliantly well. So as much as Salah couldn't really get into the game much, Gakpo was having no trouble receiving the ball and playing very well indeed. So fair play to one Cody Gakpo. But yeah, Salah was pretty poor. I didn't think Szoboszlai did really well when he came on. I thought Trent was... some of his passing was great. Defending-wise, he was solid. He was really solid defending-wise. Attacking-wise, not exactly the best, but still an okay display from Trent Alexander-Arnold overall. But yeah, I would say the standout ones were probably Gravenberch, Alisson, and of course, one Virgil van Dijk. Diogo Jota gets the goal. He's the difference maker on the day. Brilliant, well-taken goal as well. A typical kind of Jota finish after some lovely build-up play from Liverpool. Tsimikas' ball into Gakpo was superb. Gakpo's ball across the face of goal was brilliant. And Jota showed great desire and great determination to get ahead of the Crystal Palace player to get to the ball and to obviously power it beyond the goalkeeper into the back of the net. Brilliant from Liverpool all round. But then you're thinking, okay, we've got the opening goal. Let's really step on their throats. Let's not let up here. And let's really put this game to bed. And let's get the 3 points very, very quickly and easily. And we had the opportunities to do so. Jota himself had a couple of really good opportunities to put the game to bed. But unfortunately, he didn't. He had a bit of a mixed stain in front of goal. He gets his goal, fair play to him. But he had a very good opportunity also in the first half, which he completely scuffed from that cutback. And then he had a good opportunity in the second half from a Trent Alexander-Arnold free kick, in which he really should have done better with the header, but he heads it wide. We had the opportunities to kill the game off, but we failed. And Palace had their opportunities too. And Palace did have one or two moments that gave us some food for thought and reminded us that the game isn't over yet. They had Eddie Nketiah score in the opening 25 seconds, offside, and rightfully so, but it was still a bit of a warning shot. It was a bit of a warning shot when Palace, who didn't do anything for the entirety of the first half, find Ismail Assar free on the edge of the penalty area to fire at Alisson, who produced a very fine stop, to say the least. And then, of course, in the second half, with a few more attacking changes, with us having to bring off McAllister, no Salah as well. Alisson gets injured as well. Palace started to throw a bit more caution to the wind. They start to go a bit more adventurous, start to go a bit more attacking, and they get a bit more joy. And although it is nothing that we didn't handle in the end, you know, against a better level of opposition, with all due respect to Palace, we would have probably dropped points here. Because after the 60th minute, we switched off. Attacking-wise, we just weren't there going forward. Our link-up play had dropped off. Defensively, Van Dijk was imperious, as per usual. But against better opposition, we may have had a bit more food for thought that we would have had to have considered. It was a bit of a weird game. We were comfortable for the most part, but like I say, there were a few moments here and there in which you can really kind of think, may not be the best. May not be the best from Liverpool. And we weren't at our best, in all honesty, in this game. But we get the job done nonetheless. We win the game brilliantly. And, you know, we had to obviously do it through a little bit of adversity. We obviously had to do it with McAllister coming off at half-time. I thought it may be just for the yellow card that he picked up in the first half, and I was hoping that that would be the case, but it does seem like he picked up a bit of a knock in that first half. Hopefully it's nothing serious. As you could clearly tell, that as the second half wore on, we lost a bit of control in that midfield that, of course, McAllister would definitely bring to that Liverpool team. So we definitely missed him in that second half. Going into the second half even more, we of course lose Alisson. Seemingly a hamstring injury for him. the hope is that again it's nothing serious, but it does seem like we will be without him until November. So it's a bit of a worry, and it's a bit of a worry as well that he keeps picking up these injuries, and he's getting this tag now of being a bit injury prone. That is the worry as far as what he is concerned, which is maybe why we did go all out for Mamardashvili in the summer. Maybe that is now looking like a really big and important move as far as the long-term plan does go. And although we did need a contingency plan in place for Alisson, I think his injuries have kind of sped that up a little bit, unfortunately. So hopefully it's nothing too serious again, but it does seem like it will be at least until after the November international break that we won't be seeing Alisson again, which means the likes of Kelleher and Yaros, who of course came in today, will be deputising, capitalising on. Yaros, by the way, shout out to him. Didn't put a foot wrong at all or a glove wrong at all. He made a couple of crucial interceptions. He made a decent punch, decent save from Eze, and as well as that, I think he dived at the feet of Mateta before he could get an opportunity at scoring. So there was a very good goalkeeping display from Yaros, capitalising for the injured Alisson today. But yes, like I say, hopefully Alisson, his injury is nothing too serious, as is McAllister's injury, hopefully nothing too serious as well. Probably best they don't go on international duty with their respective countries, but I'm sure that Argentina and Brazil will try and get them on the planes to wherever they're going this week. So fingers crossed, it's nothing too serious, but yes, we shall see on that. And then one more point and one more thing to mention. The penalty appeal that Crystal Palace had. I'm siding on it's not a penalty. And I'm not just siding on it's not a penalty because I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm siding on it because I don't think the player is getting there in the first place. For those of you who haven't seen it, Van Dijk is judged to have held Mark Guehi's arm in the process to an opportunity for Guehi to get on the end of a cross. VAR said no. The referee said no. That's seemingly the end of it. The Premier League Match Centre Twitter account came out and said that the referee's call for no penalty for the challenge by Van Dijk on Guehi is checked and confirmed by VAR, deeming that the challenge was not sustained, holding, and had no impact on the play. This caused uproar on social media and even in the TNT studio, which I'll get onto a little bit in a second. I don't think it's a penalty, simply for the reason that I don't think Guehi's getting to that ball, regardless of whether Van Dijk holds him or not. Now, there was a lot of comparisons to the one that we saw a few weeks ago in the Chelsea-West Ham game in comparison to this one. The difference with that one and this one, because I did say that the Chelsea-West Ham one was a penalty and this one wasn't, is that I think Somerville in that scenario has got more control of the ball. In this one, Alisson's literally jumping to punch the ball clear. That's the way I see it. I see it that way. Alisson's getting to that ball, regardless of whether Van Dijk holds the guy or not. Alisson is getting to that ball. Guehi is having no impact on play whatsoever. He is not getting to that ball. He's literally going to have to try and out-jump a goalkeeper who is allowed to use his hands in that situation. I think it was the right call by the referee in VAR. I can understand if it went against Liverpool, for example, why we would be annoyed at that. I can understand maybe that Palace are feeling a little aggrieved that it wasn't taken a little bit more seriously. But I don't think Guehi's going to get to that ball. So I don't think it is a penalty whatsoever on Mark Guehi there. So I'll say the referee got it right. I don't think he necessarily had a great game, the referee. There were some strange decisions for both teams, really, that he gave for and against both clubs. So, yeah, very strange to me on that level. And And yeah, the penalty especially was very strange as well. And especially because a few minutes later, Ryan Gravenberch, I think, goes down in the middle of the pitch for something very similar, and the referee doesn't give it. So at least the referee was at least a little bit consistent on that front. But the way the commentators were going on about it, it was like they were demanding a penalty. They were really, really pushing this narrative that Liverpool had got away with one there. Like, they really, really wanted Palace to get a penalty there. Is his name Darren Fletcher? It's the one that Steve McManaman likes to call Fletch a lot. He really, really was screaming and was really adamant that a penalty should have been given and that the referee and VAR should have had a look at it. And he was really, really angry that there was no sort of clarification until about 5 minutes later. That there was no clarification on why the referee didn't give it. It was very strange to me, especially from someone who's meant to be a more neutral-based pundit, as to why he would be trying to drive this narrative. It was very, very strange to me that was being put across there by the commentators. But yeah, it is what it is. The bottom line is that Liverpool win by a 1-0. They get the 3 points. They're going to the international break top of the table. And they're incredible. And after the international breaks where it really starts to kick in. Because we've got some really big games coming up. We've got massive games in the Champions League that are going to be in between big games in the Premier League. We've got the likes of Chelsea coming up, Arsenal. I know City aren't too far away. A Merseyside derby isn't massively far away either. I think we've got Newcastle as well, I want to say. We've got some really, really big games and some really big games in the Champions League just dropped in between those games as well. So this is where the season really starts for us after the international break. We've had our bit of a confidence builder. We've had our bit of a fantastic start to life under Arne Slot, but this is where it's really going to start to kick in, and now we're going to really start to test our mettle and to test how far we've really come under Arne Slot right now. So enjoy it. Enjoy the international break. We go in. It's annoying the international break has once again stopped momentum of the Premier League and club football as a whole, because it always does that. But we can at least go into it top of the table. We can enjoy it for what it is, and yeah, we'll come back after the international break. Hopefully the injury concerns dry up, and fingers crossed, things get better for us. I've just seen Southampton have taken the lead against Arsenal. I'm not saying nothing. Arsenal will come back. It doesn't matter. So we shall see. But yeah, fantastic for Liverpool. Brilliant start. Long may it continue. 3 more points today. Brilliant win over Crystal Palace. And yeah, we'll be back after the international break. Those have just been the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of today's game between Liverpool and Crystal Palace? What do you make of the performance? What do you make of the result? Would love to know what you guys have to say on this particular game down below in the comment section. So let me know your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it. That'll make for great interesting reading, I'm sure, down below. So please do leave it down there. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way up and enjoy the video. Subscribe if you are new and want to see more content like this. Both things are always very greatly appreciated. And thank you all so much for your continued or even brand new support. Very much is appreciated to me, the channel, and everything else. So thank you. It's awesome and I very much appreciate it. Otherwise, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another instant match reaction to Liverpool's big 1-0 victory over Crystal Palace today. Fantastic result by the Reds. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. And I will see and speak to you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Speak to you all again very, very soon.